lot of people say that having a plant, it's a therapy, but if it's a plant you cannot maintain, it's not a therapy, it's a dead end. That was the reason why I started, because I lost hope. I wanted to see how life can find a way. Hello, and my name is Senia, and this is first video. And I just wanted to share my experience with houseplants and my little balcony garden. This is the second balcony garden I start. I will have some pictures from Serbia, where we lived for 3 months. Oh, this is my little puppy. His name is Percy, like Percy Jackson's, because he loves water, right? Yay! And he's still learning not to eat my plants, but sometimes he feels like it's something very precious, so when I'm not looking, he's definitely giving them more attention. English is not my language, not my mother's tongue, so I really apologize for all mistakes I make. Please tolerate it. Alright, so about my gardens. Restarting my garden in a completely new climate here in Argentina. Well, right now it's actually winter. In July, it's winter, so we go towards the summer, and I believe that it's gonna be a very new experience for me, and I think that people who live in similar climates will find a lot of interesting information. But I wanted to tell you first about my decision to start houseplants and to start balcony garden, because I see a lot of people struggling with the feeling that it's not for them. So I'm definitely sure that everyone can have a nice garden, vegetable garden, or house plants, any plants you like and you find interesting. But I always want to tell people that they can do it. And a lot of people come to me and ask, like, how did I start? I think it's a big mistake people make and they get frustrated. So I would love you to have the best and positive experience with the plants that in your house or your balcony garden. And my theory is that you have to have plants you can take care of. You know how to do it, and it's basic. If you just starting, don't take plants which are super high maintenance, a lot of elements, a lot of tails to take care of them, because it's gonna be very rough experience, and I would love it to be a positive experience. But usually after such plants, people are just thinking that okay, it's not for them, and they have only plastic plants they can just afford. But okay, so let's start. What are the rules for the house plants for me? First, I have to have enough of energy to have as many plants as I want. The amount of time I have, it's very precious, and I have to spend it very carefully on things that I really like and enjoy. And at the same time, I don't want to get any feeling of anxiety that I don't have time to water all my plants. So my rule is to start with just not as many plants as you want, but as many rooms as you would like to and as you have time for. I think it's very important, and people sometimes don't understand that when you have all your plants in one place on a shelf in one room, even it's like 50 plants. I'm telling you, like 50 plants you have on one shelf in one room, sorry. That's gonna be easier than you have 5 plants in 5 different rooms. Well, I'm super glad if you have 5-room apartment. Super happy for you. But still, it's like maybe this is like an example of maximum, but still, you have to get the idea. And like even, okay, if I have 2 rooms and I just started with all my experience, I have just started to have have plants in my third room. We have 2-bedroom apartment, so it's living room and 2 bedrooms. And I just started to have some plants in my bedroom, so it's a third room, and it's 5th year of my plant experience total. So what I understood for myself, that I start with 1 room and 1 place, and I place all the plants in the same, like it's your balcony or it's your living room and you have a shelf. You can have as many plants as you want. This is not about amount of plants, it's about amount of places where you have to go and bring water and remember about. Because I don't know, I have never heard about that from anybody else, so I just wanted to share that. As I'm saying, just don't limit yourself with plants, limit yourself with places where you have it in your apartment or in your garden. I used to be a gardener in the United States, when I used to live there. And what I noticed that people can have very nice flower bed, very beautiful, so many plants, and it's thriving. And sometimes they have like little plants, but in 5 different places of their garden, and they cannot maintain them. So what is the difference between 20 plants in 1 flower bed and then 5 just separate places with plants in the garden? The difference is huge. This is 5 places. You have to remember about 5 different places. And that's how it works. It's just so simple that just don't limit yourself with plants, limit yourself with rooms and places. Even in 1 room, just start with 1 place. Don't put your plants in each corner, on every counter, and then on the table, and then that's just a lot to remember about. It's just too much sometimes. So yeah, this is definitely the first advice. Second advice, that when you start your plants, try to limit your scrolling about plants. Even though I'm making YouTube videos about plants and I'm like having your attention right now, but just very generous advice. Just stop scrolling. Get the plants you can take care of very easily, so you won't need to, find out so much information. Because what happened to me when I started to have tomatoes, very simple. I really like bonsai kind of tomatoes, which are a determinate size. They even call like that determinate, because indeterminate they can grow as much as they have soil. So I just get the determinate size, mostly cherry tomatoes. But what usually happens that you need to find out what pot is the best, what size of the pot, what soil you have to get, what nutrients you have to get, how much sun they have to get at what time of the year, because sometimes you have to give, especially when you live in Nordic side of our planet, they don't have sun in winter since 3 p.m. that's not enough of light, definitely. So they have to have lamps. Should you have lamps or you shouldn't have lamps? What is like the voltage of the lamp? So it's so much information. And when you just want a tomato, I mean, just be simple. I know that I can always get more result. I can always get more fruit from my tomatoes, but at what cost? It's just ridiculous sometimes. Then it's just so much information and so many good advices. I'm not saying that all these advices are just scam, or no, this is very good advices. I mean, from people who actually dig into the subject of the soil, nutrients, bacteria, or how it breathes, but it's just too much. And it stops a lot of people because you feel like you're not doing enough. And that's a problem right now for many people. I have so many friends with kids, and all these women, they say the same thing. They think that they're not doing enough for their kids. So not enough for the kids, not enough for your partner, not enough for your dog or cat, not enough for your plants. Like, you're always not enough, and this is wrong. So that's the place where people actually get anxiety, and how I got it with my plants at the first time, because I got the plants to get rid of anxiety. Because I mean, how amazing is that? to see it's blooming. I love geranium because I can see, you know, it's like it gives you flowers, not at the same time. I have a couple of them. I will show you my collection. But I just love them so much. They just keep giving me and giving and giving and have more. But they're not that demanding as other plants can be. So it's just, you have to be enough. You are enough for something. And yes, a lot of people have luscious, amazing, thriving houseplants, but I know that I don't have that in me. I don't have that much time. I cannot spend that energy to a plant. So for me, it's not equal. It's not worth it. So I advise you, from the bottom of my heart, I advise you just you know, get the plants, and as many as you want and can, but for pleasure, not for anxiety that you have to, oh, I didn't plant that plant, or oh, I didn't pick the dead leaves, or it's dusty and I need to, you know, go through every. That's why I never get ficus, because I don't know, it's always dusty. So it's just not for me, because I'm not gonna maintenance it in the way it needed, and then it will die. So, and I get to my next point, that so when you get a very nice plant, I don't know, this one is very nice. It didn't survive moving to a different apartment as good as I wanted to. It got some broken leaves, but whatever. So I think that when you get a nice plant from the store and you bring it home and it looks really, really good, because they knew what they were doing. This is their job. I mean, like, you go to job and they go to job. This is their job, to take care of the plants, right? Okay, so, and you see very nice plant, you bring it home, and then it starts dying, or it start to, you know, lose leaves, or they start to, you know, get cracks. They're not looking good. Oh, this geranium smells so good. I smell it right now. Oh, it's just amazing. Not all of them smell the same way, but I just love geranium smell. Geranium scent. So, okay, so you brought it home, and this is very nice looking plant, and you have the combination of plants, and you're like, oh, this is amazing. That's gonna, you know, make me feel so good. I will wake up to the plants. Oh, that plant smells so good as well. I will give you the name. But it's just that. And then after a week, you start to see, you know, cracks, sunburns, dying, dry leaves. Yeah, you like it, right? So, and then like yellow leaves, you know, stuff like that happens. And then you start to think this is your fault. This isn't, you're not taking care of the plant. And then it's going worse and worse. And that happened to me as well. So I brought very good looking plants. No, please don't eat it. No, this is not for you. I brought very nice plants to my house, and then I, you know, start to see them dying, just to see, like, to have dried leaves and cracks, and they weren't looking so good, not giving any more new babies, which was very important for me. Like, no baby leaves, nothing. So I decided that it gives me anxiety as well. No, no, you just had your food. Okay, so, and I started to feel very bad. And I was like, okay, I need to switch back to plastic plants again, because that's not working. I just don't have these green fingers. You know, a lot of people talk about that, like to having green fingers or not. So I don't believe in that anymore. And I believe that you're actually able to have very nice plants, but just be careful what plants you bring to your house. And can you actually maintain them? Like, do you know enough of that plant on the minimum level just to keep it look good? Because I can make this geranium look better, but I just don't want to get into the whole information about the plant. I don't have time for that. And this is also scrolling. So if I will scroll more, I will have less time for my plants. So what I started to do, it was just experiment, because when I just first time started my house plants and indoor garden, I was in a very, very, very bad medical shape. My health was just in a very bad condition. It was very dark time for me. And what I did, I just brought this guy here. All right, as an example. So I don't have those plants anymore, the plants I started with, but oh, thank you so much. This is very beautiful. Okay, so it's the same story. We just moved to Argentina, and I was outside the building where I help with garden and with orchards, and like it's they have a huge territory, and I'm volunteering at their place. Okay, so I noticed that guy, and he was just that big, and it was very cold. Again, it was winter. He was outside. In Russian language, we have different gender for every word. So some of the plants are she, like geranium. It's she, and this is a plant. It's just he. Monstera is she as well. Okay, so it's weird. It doesn't matter if they have flowers or fruit. It's just different words. Okay, so he was outside, and the leaves were very soft and like smooshy. Like he got not enough water and too much cold. So I took him to my house. He was nobody's, so he was homeless plant. Okay, nobody wanted you, but I did. I wanted you. Okay, so I brought him to my house, and he was that big with just two very like leaves, and I started to take care of him. And I know this plant is amazing, especially when you're just starting. If you want your first plant to switch from plastic to real plants, I really advise this one. It's very good. Even though you got it like almost dead, it will survive. And that's the lesson I learned. And that's the first time I started plants. That was the reason why I started, because I lost hope. I felt so I felt so bad. I don't know another word. I felt desperate, and I thought I will never, conquer this illness. I will never recover, and I wanted to see how life can find a way. And so I got almost the same. My plant was a different type, but almost the same. So that's why I advise this one, because you take it. If you find it like in a very bad condition, that's a therapy. Because a lot of people say that having a plant, it's a therapy. But if it's a plant you cannot maintain, it's not a therapy. It's a dead end. You will get your anxiety from that plant, which is supposed to cure you. So you get. Okay, you have to go out. Okay, so I got it almost dead, brought it home, and in I think 1 week, he gave me a new baby leaf. It was just, something amazing. Like in this plant, you can actually see the babies. You can see the roots. So you can trim it off and spread it. So I can grow it really long, or I can just, put another pot next to it, put the roots in the soil, and when I will like touch it and it's stuck in the soil, so root got down, so I can cut it and I will get another plant. And a lot of friends from my city in Russia, they actually asked me like how they can start, and they said maybe I can get cactus, but I don't like cactus. Well, some of them are pretty amazing. I mean, they're just such amazing creatures. Like, it seems sometimes that they're not from this planet, but I think that I don't like cactuses because I don't see progress. So sometimes they give babies, sometimes, but mostly they're just, maybe they get bigger sometimes not. So I think that for me it was very important to see life finding a way, multiplying, giving fruit, recover from something. So that's why I chose that plant, and I always advise my friends to start with this plant, even if it's in a bad shape, you found it in a shop, keep going, because this is a great therapy to see how it's recovering and thriving, especially if you have some illnesses, or mental or physical, it doesn't matter. That will help you a lot. And I think that's what people need the most right now. They need to see something growing naturally, slowly, getting stronger, finding a way, giving babies. That was my vision. So, and again, right now, because my husband, his Crohn's disease manifested in a couple of weeks ago, so that's why I got this plant. I really love the colors. I think it goes with all of my plants really well. And it's the same, so because it was very cold here in Argentina, it died off, all like it's rotting, and this is a survivor. That's a very strong one. So yeah, I don't want to, take a very good care of it and see it going. And this is my husband's plant, so he's gonna take care of that as well. And very, very low maintenance, amazing plant. I will give you the name so you can buy it. All right, so that's my philosophy right now. So I like to get flowers which are growing, giving fruit. That's why we're doing my balcony garden this year again, because I want to see fruit. Like here with mint, I pick it a lot so you can see the stems, but I can also see like where I picked it, how much it's regrowing again. And I will show you closer how many babies it has, because we give and take. We are coexisting with this mint bush. And yeah, so I give her the mint is her. I give her the care she wanted. I give her everything she wanted, and she gives it back to me. So it's coexistence. Yeah. And same with this frutisha. In Spanish it's frutisha, it's strawberry in English. So it gave this baby, but I'm not sure that it will survive because it was very cold and I didn't put it in the ground, in the soil. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so those are my plants. This one as well, a survivor, but giving a new root. Look how strong it is. I will show you it closer. So yeah, this is my new geranium. I got it from the shop, and look how many flowers it has underneath. And just pick the old ones, and smell is just amazing. Oh, look at the colors. I will show it closer. Yeah, so just new baby came out and new flower buds, and just, yeah, life is going on. All right, so those are my advices. Oh, thank you again. Oh, this is the new one. Thank you. All right, so this is my balcony right now, and the vegetable garden is coming. Tomatoes, cucumbers, cabbage, beets. Ooh, I love the beet leaves in the salad. So yeah, they all coming, and I hope you will enjoy my content, and then you will decide to get you some new plants. Bye.